This is Zachary Ball with Omnis Technologies. Today is the first video of a series of videos we're going to do on the NIST Audit 800-171. Now, if you're not familiar with this, this is the National Institute of Standards and Technology. Basically, this is a standard that the government is putting out for private contractors that they do business with. They have to meet certain security compliances to be able to do business with the government. This is a result of ransomware and hacks over the last several years. You know, there's been very high profile SolarWinds. I could keep going on and on. But there are certain levels of this that we're going to be getting into in further videos. So the basis is 800-171 all the way up to level 3. So here at Omnis, we have some experience. We have one client that's currently going through the NIST Audit CMMC level 3, which is the most rigorous, most compliances, most controls in place. Now, basically the way this would work is from NIST all the way up to level 3, it goes from very basic to very complex. So if we wanted to get involved and help your business with this compliancy, it could be a very short project, or it might possibly take 2 years. It's generally a lengthy process. The NIST audit comes in, and if you don't have a very security conscientious business, this will kind of flip that upside down. Basically do an overhaul of everything that's there. So we're going to be using some terms in these videos that I want to familiarize yourself with. The first term is POAM. P-O-A-M. That is Plan of Action and Milestones. So a POAM is a document that identifies tasks needed to be accomplished. It details resources required to accomplish the elements of a plan in a timely fashion. The next term is CUI, Controlled Unclassified Information. Now, controlled unclassified information may be information just to your company only. Maybe it doesn't necessarily cover like trade secrets, but things that are crucial for you to get those components to the government, who's your client, from the contractor to the government. So POAM and CUI are a lot of terms I'm going to be using over the next several videos probably, and I didn't want you to wonder what those are. So the three things I'm going to break down the overall scope of the NIST audit from my experiences. Number one, policy and procedures. There is a lot of written policies that need to be done to make the NIST happen. So the procedures are based upon the policies. So when I say policies, I mean IT policies. An example of some of those may be a new hire or a termination, what controls are done when you bring someone on, when someone leaves, computer usage, education of the employee once a year, which is generally a rule of thumb. Computer setup checklist is another one that we've encountered. So when you get a brand new computer out of the box, this is the list. This is what software goes on. This is what features are installed. Also, this can encompass servers too. Not obviously as much as desktops or laptops, but you have to have a checklist for what that is. Second category is logging. Logging is huge with this. So you have to have logs for antivirus, you have to have logs for firewalls. You have to review those logs in a timely fashion. And when I say logs, I mean Windows event logs, server logs, all of these things. You have to have logging so if there is an event, you have to be able to correlate those events with some type of evidence of what happened. So policy procedures is one. The second is logging. The third is the security portion. Now, obviously, this is all to deal with security, but it's not just cyber security, it's physical security. When we say physical security, your servers, your machines, they all have to be certain. They all have to be locked. So if your server isn't locked down, for instance, you're probably not going to pass this audit. Is it in a room? Is it in a server rack where it's locked? But those are the first three basic things that I'm going to be covering. And then eventually I'm going to be branching out into diving deeper into each one of those. But really just wanted to ease into this because there's a lot to this NIST audit. And that is the 800-171. We're going to be putting a link in the description below. And again, this is a government compliancy. So if you are a contractor that does work with the government or a government entity, they're probably going to ask you to do this. Now, that's not always a guarantee, but it's based upon the contract between the contractor and the government on which level you need to reach. So if you have any questions on the NIST audit, 800-171, or any of the other levels, don't hesitate to contact us at Omnis Technologies, tech support at omnistech.com.